I think, question mark, we are back in business. I'm waiting for Saribot to open up chat again. So, okay. I think we got it. Thank you so much for your patience about this because this has been very frustrating. And I probably should have rebooted my laptop like a good person should, but hi, lazy, and I was running late. But again, thank you so much for your patience on this. I am trying to see what options I can do, but again, I've closed out Adobe, which is also a resource hog. So yeah, I'm going to plug my Ko-Fi once again. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, next month is my birthday month. There we go. There it is. So I would love to be able to reach that goal by my birthday, July 31st. So I think that would be a great goal. If we don't make it, that's cool. If we do, holy crap, you're going to see me 404 very hard. So yeah. Oh, hold on 1 second. Saribot, did you... Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, I have Saribot to like open and close the chat, which is amazing. If you want Saribot in your on your channel, use it. It's a wonderful safety tool, and the creator made it very well done. Like, do get your... If you do have some funds, toss him his way. Oh my god, you can actually say hi to Saribot! Oh, and that... Oh my god, those emotes. Oh my god. Those are so cute. Also, if you're a subscriber, I actually have some follower emotes for Pride, and I also have the artist attribution to them. But I also am using like standard Twitch emotes until I can afford to commission somebody to make mine. So let me show you before we get back in the game, because I can do that. Those are basically placeholder emotes until I can find like some really nice ones that I can commission. So after so many years, like after so many months of like, oh, I'm gonna get it, I'm like, I'm just gonna put the placeholder ones in. It'll be fine. And they're super cute. So it goes very well. Okay. Now for the ultimate test. And I remembered to save my game before rebooting my laptop. Using the noodle noggin right there. So, okay, note to self, give Lexi bath. And I shall wear a bathing suit because she gives me a bath in the process too. So, that in mind. I am Dork, see me flail. Yay, it worked! Oh, I'm so happy. So I know what programs to cancel out the next time this happens, and also to reboot my goddamn laptop. Alright, so we are going to condemn.
I don't need to practice.
I forgot. Oh. Oh, I got KO'd by hotness. Send help. I need a drink. I am like bright red right now. I can feel it like... Wow. Okay. Piper scoffs, placing it back upon the shelf. Sure. August groans loudly. Right, can we please get on with this? I can already feel my skin cursing me for spending so much time down in the damp pit. Then they all pointedly look at me, and I realize the floor is mine. Right, yeah. Alright, so Omen and Alcar are patrolling the woods, making sure that we know where the best spot to confront Harry will be. Ezra raises his hand, and August rolls their eyes out of politeness. And also, I think you'll appreciate this, I put in a counter for eye rolls. I'm unabashed as a dork. I have no regrets. And the number should be higher, but I figured out like how to do the counter in Nightbot a little later, so take it with a grain of salt. How are we going to get him to come find you? And how do you know he'll have Aya with him? Piper's gaze drops to the floor at the mention of her friend's name. We don't know. It's more of a hopeful optimism. I need to be the one to stop Aya. Everyone looks at Piper.
She was my friend, and I might not be able to save her, but I can make sure it's as quick as possible.
August wraps an arm around her shoulder and pulls her close. Their embrace quick, but meaningful. We understand. Whatever you need.
And what of us? What do you need us to do?
Before I can respond, August steps forward.
Have our backs if necessary. Other than that, just stay hidden. The last thing we need is to rile him up further by flaunting our alliance with the very creatures he longs to eliminate.
Finn and Ezra exchange a look, and I can feel apprehension rolling off them in waves, but they still nod their agreement. I'll use myself as bait, essentially. I'm sure he thinks he can convince me to change my mind. He did seem hopeful when he left my office. Look, he'll pay for what he's done.
Then all we need to do is wait. And hope that he comes.
Finn scoffs, crossing his arms over his broad chest.
He'll come. If I've learned anything about Harry in the years I've known him, it's that he never backs down when he has his sights set on something.
August sighs, worrying their bottom lip between their teeth.
Yes, Finnegan is right. And he doesn't give a damn about the cost of his actions anymore either, clearly.
The thought that thought has my skin prickling with heat. My hair is standing on end. He will truly stop at nothing. James' death proved that to all of us. Then he'll come, and we'll end this. Once and for all. It's dusk in Lunaris. My feet are sore, my eyes tired, and all I can think about is how much I can't wait for all of this to be over. In school, they trained us to kill monsters, and the irony of my current predicament does not escape me. Despite countless hours of training and study, nothing is ever going to prepare me for the fight of my greatest enemy yet, the Lieutenant General of Escria. Harry is the true culprit, and it's still hard to grasp that he's the one responsible for the gruesome murders that brought me here. As I sink further into town, the feeling of dread that's been a constant pit in my stomach since I've arrived strangely seems to dissipate. I wander with purpose through the narrow streets, hyper-focused on the task in hand. I'm ready to ensure that this place that I've come to call my home is once again safe, and in the hands of those that truly care for it. The only thing that distracts me from such thoughts is the way the sky begins to turn from purple to an inky, infinite black. I turn a corner, and I'm met with a familiar sight of people moving to get inside as darkness overtakes the town. The sound of doors slamming and locking echoes off the crooked stonework. Curtains are drawn, windows closed, and then darkness. Although the stars shine brightly at a glance, and the crescent moon hangs low, neither offer much light. I think back to the first night I arrived, and how much my life has changed since. A lump forms in my throat as I realize I've been gifted what I hadn't known since my childhood. A home. Family to call my own. So many things have been taken from me, from all of us. I straighten my shoulders, taking a deep breath. No more. Then, I think about Finn and Ezra. The two men who are inexplicably good despite the sadness they've experienced in their lives. They both love me openly, irrevocably, and without question. I cannot bear the thought of anyone, anything, taking them from me, or I from them. Determination licks through my bones, and I pick up my pace, boots heavy and loud against the cobblestones. The instincts that have been ingrained in me since my initiation into the Order kick in, and I know that I will win this fight. After all, I haven't lost one yet. I can feel eyes upon me, watching, waiting. Though they are kind eyes. The watchful gaze of my friends and allies, tucked safely away in the thick forest. No matter how much I insisted I'd be fine alone, stubborn bastards wouldn't take no for an answer. I stand, and I wait. I think back to my brief time with James, and all I can hope is that I make him proud tonight. Then, footsteps. A rhythmic crunch. And there he stands, bathed in darkness, his sharp gauntlet resting proudly atop the pommel of his sword. He smiles.
I knew you would change your mind.
I haven't. Welcome back, Camsey. We're about to punch this guy in the face. I stand firm, my fingers hovering over my own weapon. I haven't changed my mind, Harry. I'm here to end this. Punch away, he Look, some people deserve a punch to the face. I know violence isn't the answer, but it's definitely a good response. God, I'm gonna have... You know what? I don't regret it. I don't regret it. His booming laugh echoes up around the clearing, and he steps forward, strides low and purposeful.
And what? And my attempt to fix the imbalance in our world? To stop me saving humanity? I thought you better than that, Hunter.
I clenched my jaw, willing myself to remain calm, to let him have this moment of glory, with the hope he might reveal a weakness. Box me, motherfucker. You won't.
You trained all those years just to defy the very cause that you pledged your life to. How noble.
Then he stills, pressing his palm to his chest.
I swear that no night will be traversed in fear. That morning will be a promise and not a hope. I swear I shall lay down my life in the cause of my duty to protect the vulnerable from the creatures of this realm and any beyond it.
You're just angry. that you didn't pass your initiation as a hunter. Do not take that bullshit out on us.
Until my final breath, I pledge myself to you, body, mind, and soul.
The pledge. The oath we take before consuming the poison they fed us. The words sound so empty now that I know what's become of this order. And yet you never took that oath, did you, Harry? You couldn't possibly fathom the weight that those words carry. He drops his hand back to his weapon, and he laughs again.
You're right. I am no hunter. I was never worthy, but I have loved a hunter, and I have seen the things they must endure.
Oh, honey, no, we're not doing the... Oh, I knew my hunter was... Like, this was my friend. It's like, no. If you don't have that lived-in experience, you have no right to speak up on behalf of somebody else. And I'm applying that to all aspects of life, and if you do that kind of shit in real life, sit the fuck down. Reevaluate. You're not being the man, woman, or non-binary person. Actually, you're not being the person that Mr. Rogers knew you could be. Think about that. You are disappointing Mr. Rogers. I almost want to scoff at him, to laugh in the face of his supposed understanding. He may have loved a hunter, but he killed him too. He surveys me for a second, eyes narrowed. Then he inclines his head. Do you intend to what? Kill me? Commit murder?
Killing me would be against your precious code, wouldn't it?
Or are you going to get your vampire to do it for you? Or maybe the witch? I freeze at the mention of Finn and Ezra. Fingers tight around my weapon, my knuckles bleeding white. Harry notices, and he's pleased with himself. Might not be such a smart move. I killed Finnegan's sire after all, and Levi was far stronger than him. And your witch? He wouldn't hurt a fly. He pouts at me, feigning innocence when he sees the sour look that I can't help but offer him. Well, we did just fine killing your monster. Pointedly, he chooses to ignore that, instead reaching into his coat and producing a vial. It feels eerily familiar, and the sight of dark, viscous liquid encased in delicate glass makes me feel sick. He holds it high, gazing at it with unabashed fondness, shamelessly proud of his nefarious creation.
To think you would willingly deny such an honor. I'd give anything to be able to take it.
Then go right ahead. You first. You're just cosplaying as a hunter. Oh! Hold on. Oh. Hello, thank you for the follow. Just to let you know, I have a permanent 10-minute follower timer for my personal mental health and safety. During that time, I strongly require folks to read the rules and regs in the About section of my channel, or if someone's in chat, you can type in !rules. And when it's time to come into chat, say hello, let me know you read them. And all standard commands are down here. And I'm gonna actually put in the content warning one more time. So yeah, always remember, manners maketh in my channel. Failure to adhere to those rules will result in a block, ban, and report. Thank you for understanding. Now, let's go punch this guy in the throat. The moonlight hits the glass, the liquid more black than red than I remember, and my stomach churns. It would kill you. He sighs.
It would, wouldn't it?
For a brief moment, I think he might greedily swallow it down, but instead he tucks it safely back inside his coat, patting the fabric tenderly. Oh man! Damn it. Since you won't see reason, let's get this over with, shall we? Final chance. Join me. I don't need to hesitate in my response. Never. Calmly, he smiles, flexing his gauntlet. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm glad I put the content warning in. A wounded noise rings out around us. Something broken and terrible enough to make me want to cover my ears. I am so glad I didn't put headphones on for this. Ooh, boy, no. Yeah, spooky sounds. It's a danger spook. It's a danger spook.
A shame. You would have been magnificent.
I am going to kick your ass so hard into next Tuesday. The sound of his sword he makes as he draws it from his sheath is cutting, and the impressive weapon glows to life, emanating a bright golden light. Mental reminder to ask August if they knew about this little surprise. He's fast. Faster than I expected, and now I finally get to see the infamous prowess of Harold Eddington III up close. I parry his heavy blows with relative ease, trained who anticipate every move things far more cunning than him might make. I wonder if he's underestimating me like all the enforcers do of their hunters. Then out of the corner of my eye, I see her. Aya. Branches twist and snap against the weight of her misshapen frame as she pushes through the brush. Her maw wide and vicious, teeth snapping as she struggles forward. Please observe the content warning in chat. We're getting into spooky territory now. Harry could catch me off guard, could see my momentary distraction as the perfect opportunity to strike me down, but he stops, staring me down with wide eyes.
Isn't she beautiful?
To each their own, but holy fuck balls! I feel drawn to her, almost an undeniable connection, but something is distinctly wrong. I can feel the lingering threads of her humanity, of the hunter within her. And though it sings to me like a prayer, it leaves me feeling sick. There's something about seeing it, about seeing her, that makes my blood turn cold in my veins. I try to remain unaffected, but confusion and anger twist in my gut. Oh, he is definitely playing a dangerous game. And he is not gonna win. She's a monster. Harry narrows his eyes at me, fingers tight around the hilt of his sword. Technically, yes. But she's so much more than that.
She evolved far beyond the other subjects, and she's outlived them too. Though I assume Azazel would have lived as long had you not killed him.
Ooh, you're in show Tucker territory. I'm going to fucking kill you! With that, he lunges forward, and we begin our dance once again. I'm fighting a man that I do not want to kill, no matter what the crimes he's committed. For I am not the monster he wants me to be. I need to subdue him, and fast, because in my peripheral I can see Aya lurking, and I know Harry doesn't have any semblance of control over her. She could turn on either of us at any moment. Exactly! Exactly! Aya is not a subject! Show Tucker was a warning, not a blueprint! How fucking dare you? Then when Aya does set her crimson eyes upon Harry and me, I see daggers glint in the moonlight. Piper's daggers. She tears from the forest with a battle cry, heading straight for the misshapen creature. She meets each of her lazy attacks with unbidden power, and I try not to let myself become distracted by them, knowing that Piper can handle it. Aya isn't one of us, not anymore. The hunter and human within her, long dead. All that remains is a husk, all thanks to a man who stands so boldly before me.
So, you did bring your friends. I knew you wouldn't face me alone.
I scoff, wiping the sweat from my brow with the back of my hand. I see now you long for us to fight alone, because you want us to be disposable and forgettable. You called me here to turn me into a monster, but I made Lunaris my home. That must really piss you off. With clenched teeth and a growl, Harry's carefully crafted composure. God damn it with the alliteration. Withers and dies as he hurls forward. He lunges, the tip of his blade pointed toward my chest. I shift to parry his attack. Within that second, however, his body pivots, and I see the aim is his misdirection. Quick thinking on his part, but I must be quicker. Sharp steel hums at the clash of my weapon against his own, and I can feel the oppressive weight of his desperation trying to blow me down. As soon as I force him back, he strikes at me again. His attacks seem to be without pattern, like a random, unguided flurry, but in those eyes I see a man with deadly calculation. Each blow gives means to take a tendon, a weak point, a place not always vital, but just enough to keep me from fighting back. Harry believes us to be lesser, and therein lies his hubris, his weakness. I can see his confidence soar with every blow that barely finds its intended spot, and he seeks to overwhelm me. I'll continue to enjoy letting him think he can. I cast a Piper a glance when I can. The cacophony of battle all around us numbs my ears, but I can still hear her, see her, and feel the thrum of angry adrenaline coursing through her. It's not unlike my own, and like her, I trust my instincts to guide me. Purposefully, I let my stride waver, almost haggard, fearful even. I adopt a stance that tries to let the predator think he's weakening his prey. And Harry catches the bait like a moth to the flame. He smirks. Another blow.
Come now, Hunter. You made for such a good show before. Don't falter now.
Another round of the content warning, because we are going to see a lot of blood. Is that what you think?
I thought you better than this. How disappointing.
I force him back again, and though I make him believe he has the upper hand, Harry is a force to be reckoned with. He mimics the same attempt he made at the beginning, sword the chest, but this time with intent. He doesn't change his direction, and there's a renewed force behind it. The blow rattles my bones when the attack connects with my weapon. and his sword reverberates with the magic enchanted into its steel. Harry using the pressure to force me down. His concentration, all pitted against my weapon-wielding side, allows me an opening. Though Harry may be strong, he doesn't account for me being able to hold him back with one arm. My free hand reaches for my concealed dagger, the one given to us by the Academy during initiation, and I seek to implant it in his side. Oh no! Nightbot! Oh, there we go. Sometimes you gotta bop the bot, just to make sure it works. To my surprise, Harry releases one hand from the hilt of his sword, stopping the dagger before it can meet a vulnerable point between his ribs. He grimaces in pain when the dagger's edges slide against his palm, deep crimson slick on silver, and yet he still grips it with fervor. His body trembles, but he grins at me despite it. Close. Stars flicker behind my eyes when Harry headbutts me. A thickening crack, and I stumble away from him, struggling to regain my footing in dizzying haze. I barely have time to register the next attack, and the downswing of his sword knocks my weapon from my hand. He connects a quick kick to my sternum, and I fall to the dirt. I see the man I'm supposed to call my leader giving himself a moment to relish his triumph. He observes the dagger that bloodied his hand and huffs in a tired laugh.
It would have been ironic if I was the one to give this to you. I suppose this will have to do.
He discards it with a shrug and walks toward me. He means to kill me. With renewed confidence, he swings his sword with a flourish. A fluid moment that shows his weapon is just another part of him, and now it rushes for me. I breathe deep and try to gain lucidity, but it won't be enough. Just as his blade is about to meet me, it's repelled with a brilliant flash. That haze, the smell, that aura fills my senses, and I know exactly who it is. Augustus.
Augustus!
Harry strides backward as Augustus stalks forward, cracks of magic snapping at him with palpable intensity. He forces back the attacks with the enchantment upon his blade, but he can't stop the overbearing force that shocks his body each time they use the power on him. I watch August gracefully turn their pain into fury, magic licking across their skin as they weave spell after powerful spell to combat each of his would-be blows while I regain my footing. Their body shakes with lingering static as they finally relax, eyes aglow in the darkness. Harry spits blood, finally faltering to the onslaught of his body gives way, falling to his knees. August then appears at my side, frantically scanning me for any injuries, but I wave them off, the adrenaline still coursing violently through my veins. I'm fine. You sure? I nod, turning my attention to Harry. He kneels in the dirt, his dusty black coat pooling around him, his right hand red with blood. His breathing is labored, but I know we didn't harm him enough for there to be any immediate threat to his life. The blood that covers him is mostly not his own, but Aya's. I glance over to the heap of blood and bones that once was our fellow hunter. Piper kneels beside her, and Ezra holds her tightly as Finn watches in silent support. I see Omen and Alcar emerge from the forest. and in the tree line, a litany of glowing red eyes. The clan. The pain and suffering in the clearing alone are enough to make me furious, enough to warrant this man's death, and yet... He looks at me with those piercing blue eyes. Just do it.
Just do it.
Ah, there we go. See, this is why the partial voice acting kind of trips me up. August rests their hand upon my arm. I don't want to meet their gaze, afraid of what I might find. I stare down at him, at my Lieutenant General, and I remember the taste of it. The vial cold in my palm. An encouraging smile from the enforcer who handed it to me. A child so eager to please and feel loved after being taken from their family. Magic, in the blood of other foreign things, coursing through my body, seeping and sinking deep in my bones like an incurable infection. I said my vows and took my oath, and I became theirs. I've been faithful to the cause. All of us have. And this is where it ends. This is where I break it. Alright, hold on 1 second. I'm going to close the door. Okay. No matter how long I live, there is one night, one moment that I could never erase from my mind. Harold Eddington, on his knees, covered in blood, asking me, no, begging me to end it all. My whole body trembles with effort as my steps, the effort of my steps, as I follow August into the depths of the dungeons. I'm exhausted, beaten and bruised at the hand of the person who dragged me into this mess. The man who vowed to protect me, to protect us all. August and I do not speak. In fact, I don't think I've spoken since the enforcers burst into the clearing and grabbed their leader by the shoulders, yanking him away from my weapon. Would I have finished him if he had asked again? If I had the chance? I suppose I'll never know, but the anger and hurt that I feel are stifling, almost suffocating. August pauses before me, their long fingers curled around the bars of the door that separates us from the line of cells, and they take a deep, shuddering breath. I'm almost scared to look at them because I've seen them cry enough for one lifetime. When they finally do speak, their voice is quiet and strained.
I cannot promise I'll be of much use.
It's okay, August. They nod, drawing in a serrated breath and letting it out slowly. Let me take a quick sip. Okay. Then they push, iron scraping across the uneven stone as we enter. Every enforcer that lines the seemingly never-ending corridor stands to attention when they see August. And it's now that I realize that with Harry chained in a cell that they're the most senior office in Lunaris. That thought calms me somewhat. To know that someone amongst all this chaos that we are now in the hands of, one of the people I trust most. Capable hands. Even if it's temporary. The loud click of their shoes resumes as they stride past the dungeon guards with purpose, but their eyes are still down, not a trace of the usual authoritative way that they hold themselves. I follow dutifully, a slight limp to my step, every muscle and bone in my body protesting as I move. I can feel the pull of dried blood onto my skin. Not entirely sure if it's his or mine, but I know that he got more than a few hits on me. I should probably see Ezra soon. August approaches the head guard that's stationed opposite of Harry's cell. Has there been any trouble? No, General Willenheim. Lieutenant. However, he's been talking to himself. And that's another typo. August nods at her, turning to face me and running a hand over their face, exasperated.
Let us just get this over with.
August's step falter as they draw near the final cell where the man they once viewed as something akin to a father is contained. I can hear him whispering, his voice soft and lacking the venom that it was seeped in just hours ago. I swear I can hear him utter James's name. August closed their eyes, dropping their chin to their chest. They must have heard it too. I wonder if his fallen husband is really with him, or if he's finally lost his mind. Again, August takes a deep breath and looks at me. I nod, stepping closer to show my support is unwavering and that I'm here, and we approach the bars together. Harry falls silent. He's stripped of his weapon and enforcer attire, left in nothing but muddy trousers and a blood-stained shirt. Somehow, he still manages to look refined, even though the bruises and cuts that litter his handsome face. He sits with his back against the wall, his knees drawn tight into his chest, arms casually slung over them. The golden glint of his wedding ring catches my eye as he twists it around his finger, the sight making my chest hurt even though, after all he's done. His cheeks are ruddy, and the dirt and blood that is caked upon his skin, streaked with tear tracks, now dried.
I am glad that it will be you, Augustus.
Augustus clears their throat, curling their hands into fists.
What makes you think that I will show you mercy?
Harry stands, the movement clearly a great effort for him. He grimaces as he straightens up, watching us watch him as he approaches the bars, and his demeanor shifts into something more familiar, something hardened. You were a worthy opponent. I haven't hurt like this in decades. I ignore him, giving August the floor.
I will ask again. What makes you think that I will show you even a sliver of mercy after all that you've done?
Harry curls his fingers around the bars, his face half illuminated by dull candlelight, half bathed in shadows. He looks older than I remember. Tired. Defeated. He studies August, his eyes flickering over their features.
Because you are no murderer.
August's knuckles bleed white, where they continue to ball in their hands. It would appear that they don't have a response for him. I step forward, as close as I can without worrying that Harry might try something reckless that would result in him receiving a broken arm. And what about me? Am I a murderer? Harry smiles smugly.
If you were, we wouldn't be standing here having this conversation, would we? You had your chance, you hesitated. Hunters do not hesitate.
Just because you're a monster doesn't mean I am. He sighs, leaning forward and pressing his face between the bars.
Oh, but what a wonderful monster you would have made. Such a shame that you were so unwilling to even listen to the offer that I could have made you.
I still don't understand what you hope to achieve. After all of your failures, the lack of control you had over these beasts. Harry chuckles, pouting.
Augustus, do not speak ill of your subordinates.
Be quiet.
Magic skitters across their skin for the briefest moment, a flash of indigo that lights up the dark space that surrounds us. Harry doesn't flinch, doesn't so much as blink.
You don't get to do that. You don't get to speak of them as if they were anything other than disposable to you.
August turns to me, their expressions soften.
The decision is yours. He doesn't deserve to have me show him any mercy. Therefore, his fate is in your hands.
They pause, and then they walk away from him, leaning against the wall that separates his cell and the next. They're out of his sight, but I can see them clear as day. I look at my friend, at my enforcer. I am almost loath to be the one to make this decision, but August deserves a reprieve from this. I nod at them, and Harry's smile fades. The one that I called here to serve as my greatest creation is the one who will finally decide my fate. Beautiful, I suppose. It's all coming full circle. I watch the bob of his throat as he swallows, his eyes fixed upon me and only me. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna put in another poll. I'm also gonna save, cause, oh boy. This is gonna be interesting, to say the least. So, give me a sec. Oh, what? Hold on. Really? I am so sorry about that, Kamsi. Okay. Here we go. All right. And I'm going to make this work safe as possible. And we're going to just actually put this down to a minute. So the poll is up. You get to decide what we're going to do. In my private off-stream game. Oh, wait. There we go. So, in my game off-stream, I chose the top one. We could grant him a trial and see. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to push. So we could give him a trial or life imprisonment where he doesn't see the light of day. So you decide, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Chat has spoken. All right, buddy. You're going to be rotting in a cell. I can truly see no option where everyone wins. We spared his life. Now he needs to suffer with it. Exactly. It's like, unlike this in Dragon Age 2, where it's like, oh, you want to die? It's like, just kill me. It's for the best. I'm like, motherfucker, you're gonna live with your choices. And I'm gonna make sure you remember. So, yeah. I can truly see no other option where everyone wins. If I sentence him to die, I'm as bad as him. He's killed people, yes, and his actions are unforgivable. But to kill him would be a crime in of itself. It's not only something that my name would forever be associated with, but something that would hurt August. Airman? Yeah, best punishment. Wow! Damn! I think I gave Aramond an execution. Like, I'm on Inquisition right now, and I've only had to do one execution. So, everybody else is like, you throw a goat at the Skyhold? You're funny. We'll just exile you to Venter. Have fun with that. You want a job? Sure, we'll give you a job, but we're gonna keep you under surveillance. No. I think I actually, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I actually did, deal with Aramond. And holy shit. So I don't think you, spoiled anything, so don't worry about it. I know the major beats of the game because I watched people play it. And I am using a wiki to, like, guide my playthrough, so no worries. There are just, like, certain minor things where I'm like, oh my god, this was not, oh dear lord, oh no, this is not good. No worries. I'll let you know if it was a spoiler. Because there were some things that I found out on Twitter, like, last year, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? And I had to, like, DM a friend of mine and be like, what the fuck is this about? Please explain. So, I find myself thinking of James, too. When we wanted Harry brought to justice, he would not want harm to come to him. Not now. We have him. I'm sure we'll have to come up with some story about why the widely loved Lieutenant General of Escria has stepped down from his post. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I think I went the execution route because I'm like, buddy, there are certain things that Mariah believes in second chance. Like, my Inquisitor, Mariah believes in second chances. There are some things, though, that are beyond the pale, and she takes very seriously. Having to explain why his head is no longer attached to his body would be a little trickier. To tell people what he's done would only scare them, and they are scared enough by the inhuman things that walk the earth that we're sworn to protect them from. We need them to trust us, not to think that the ones who guard them can hurt them too. You'll remain in chains for the rest of your life. You will get no trial and no chance to explain or redeem yourself. Out of the corner of my eye, I see August turning and walking away. I listen to the echo of their steps getting quieter as they disappear before I look at Harry again. Harry looks at me as though he's almost disappointed. Is that it? I gather you wanted me to kill you, if that's what you said back in the clearing isn't anything to go by. I will not give you what you wish for. Instead, you will live a miserable life of solitude. Maybe it'll give you a chance to think about the things you've done. I turn away from him, readying myself to walk out these dungeons and never see his face again. We all have to live with the consequences of your actions. So shall you. And as I begin to move away, I hear a loud bang, fists hitting metal, then maniacal laughter. A sound that follows me long after I push open the exit door and feel cold air upon my face. I find August in their office, standing before the window that overlooks Lunaris. The town is peaceful at this hour. The townsfolk tuck safely in their beds. I quietly approach, almost not wanting to disturb them. You did so well.
I am infinitely proud of you and happy to call you my subordinate, though I'm sure I've valued your guidance far more than you valued mine in your time here.
Impossible, Lieutenant. August grimaces, but I see a smile curling the corner of their lips.
Temporary, Lieutenant. Don't get too excited. When the other higher-ups arrive to assess the situation, I may very well be out of a job entirely.
That would be a crime in of itself. You've done more for Lunaris than Harry ever did. You will do more. Their smile is genuine, but they look as exhausted as I feel.
You're kind, but I know these people. Besides, I cannot bring myself to think of anything other than passing out in my bed right now, as should you.
Ko, I'm sure you want to catch up with Finnegan and Ezra. I also suggest you get Ezra to check you over. You look pasty. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I reach for the handle of the door, pausing before I step outside. Good night, August. And thank you for everything. They smile again, turning back to look over the town. The second I step outside of headquarters, I'm pulled into a crushing embrace. His cold skin feels so good against my own, but his strength is another thing altogether. I love you, but ow. Finn pulls away quickly with wide eyes.
Shit, I'm sorry.
I readjust myself, willing the ache in my ribs to go away, and I smile because it does hurt a little. The weight of him and his affection still feels good. Especially when just hours ago I didn't know I'd get to have this again. His burning gaze flickers over every inch of me, taking stock of my injuries and counting all of my fingers, I suspect. Then he takes my face in his hands, his brows drawn together. You're hurt. He carefully runs his thumbs over my cheeks, a gentle ghost of a touch. Eyes shifting from the smell of blood that lingers on my skin and clothes, getting blacker, brighter. I'm fine. Well, I'm alive. Then, as he steps aside, I see a very pretty, very worried witch. Ezra's hands are glowing seafoam green before I can even get the chance to open my mouth to greet him, and the warm relief of his magic sinks bone deep as it begins to seek out every injury I might have sustained. Ezra.
Just let me before you say another word, okay?
I look at Finn, who simply smiles fondly at both of us, and it looks like I'm just gonna have to do as I'm told. I am entirely helpless to those green eyes, especially when they're glowing, so totally at his mercy. I relax and let him do his work. The way he lights up when he's casting always takes my breath away. His magic flowing over his rusted skin in perfect curling vines, making him look like some otherworldly being. I wouldn't be shocked if flowers started blooming from around us, right at our feet. can't help but smile as I watch him, as he alleviates every single horrible, persistent ache and pain. Finn does too. Both of us just standing there like lovesick fools. Ezra's magic is like clutching a warm cup of cocoa in front of a warm fire after being in the snow all day. Like gentle kisses trailing your naked spine. It's heaven, just like him. Eventually, the glow dissipates as he steps closer, taking my hands in his. His hands are trembling, and Finn splays a palm against the base of his spine, leaning in to press a kiss to his temple. You're fine, Angel. Narrator, please, I'm all aflutter. Suffer as I suffered, Camsey. Oh god, trust me, I'm barely keeping it together and I need a drink. The day I start narrating podfic, y'all are fucked. Okay, Lex, I'll let you in. Come on, baby. Good girl. Good girl. Were you being a sad baby? Were you being a sad baby? Good girl. Good. Yeah, you're all scratchy. You're all scratchy. We're gonna have to brush you out later. When the fuck did Cheers put a... Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? Lonzo! This is a Christian Minecraft server. What the hell are you talking about? Also, hi! I'm okay, Lex. You want to say hi to chat? Say hi. Come on, we all know my brand of thirst. Like I said, the minute I start narrating stuff for like podfic, and if I'm able to do it properly, I put in all of my associate's degree in theater acting into it. Oh, were you trying to, Camsey, were you trying to send me a clip? DM that to me. I still have issues with the bot. But yeah, there's a reason why I keep that superpower on lock. Because I don't think anybody can deal with the full power that I possess. I do it with... I am told I am a shameless flirt when I perform for belly dance, and I know how to command an audience. Which is why I say, the minute I start doing podfic, everyone is so screwed. And fun fact, when I was doing charity, like the charity streaming in April, if we had gotten to 1,000, that was going to be a redemption. Where I read some smutty fanfic. Or just my own, like, I narrate something. So, like I said, all of you are fucked. Okay, so getting back into the game. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. I am a bisexual disaster. Y'all are going to suffer with me. Alright, so... Hold on, I actually want to go back real quick. They're fine, Angel. I am. Especially now. They both stepped closer to me. Finn running his free hand down my arm, the slow drag making me shudder, and Ezra laces his fingers with my own. I feel overwhelmed.
You did it. You really did. We were so worried.
Finn had to hold me back at one point. I was ready to run into action.
Ezra smirks.
I might have even zapped him. Just a little.
I laugh at that mischievous, almost smug look he throws at Finn.
A little? I still can't feel my thigh, I'll have you know.
Oh, don't be a baby. You didn't complain that much when a hunter hacked your arm off.
Finn drops the dramatic act and grins, winking at me. Come home with us tonight, to the shop. I'll make you some food, some tea. Cocoa will keep your feet warm. Oh, I'm sure there's a couple other things that can keep me warm.
The person who saved Lunaris definitely shouldn't have to sleep on a bed made of concrete.
That sounds nice. Ezra looks positively exhausted from healing me, and they both look sick with worry still. I suddenly feel an immense guilt washing over me. Ever since I've came to this town, all we've done is worry. All they've done is put themselves in harm's way for me to watch. For me, or to watch me do it myself. I want to make that up to them, just like they deserve. And then I realize that maybe I'd like to keep making it up to them. That maybe I don't ever want to be away from either of them again, if I can help it. Finn is watching me in a way that tells me he knows exactly what I'm thinking, and a smirk hooks the corner of his mouth. I can see the familiar flash of Fang, just one, and I quickly decide I've lost too much blood for him to be looking at me like that. Say it. Finn. Ezra's gaze flickers between us, trying to figure out what he's missing. What if I stayed at the shop? Permanently. Ezra opens his mouth, but I quickly interrupt. I promise I'll even do dishes. He pauses, wide-eyed until a smile blooms. More than Finn? Finn grimaces, knowing full well he doesn't do any dishes. Way more than Finn. He rolls his golden eyes, and we... And that's another eye roll. I am very tempted. Very, very tempted to screenshot my chat right now. I love the fact that y'all are losing your shit in the best way possible. And if you want me to do more visual novels, provided my laptop can handle it, I will happily do them. So, yeah. I don't even eat. Ezra laughs, rising onto his tiptoes to press a kiss to the vampire's cheek. Then, he practically throws himself at me, burying his nose against my neck, his arms tight around my waist, and certainly no longer concerned about any broken bones. He mumbles his response against my skin.
Fuck yes.
He normally doesn't... Oh! Ezra never curses. He's only cursed twice in this game. Or at least that I know of. Because, whoo. Ezra said fuck. See, I'm not the only one who's like, yeah, no, we're kiss time. So can we get some heart emotes in chat and some butts? All the butts, because we're gonna be touching so many butts tonight. So, do we kiss them? While I wait for a response, I need a drink. I wish I could sing It's in His Kiss right now, because it is appropriate for this situation. Is that where we are here for? No? The kiss! The kiss! Oh my god. Okay. If you want to know if they love you so, it's in their kiss. You can't DMCA me because I didn't say it. I carefully pry him away, just a little, and then I press my mouth to his. It feels like we're sealing a promise. His hands are in my hair and mine are in his, and we kiss until an enforcer clears their throat loudly as they pass us by. Shalalala, don't you cry. Oh my god, I really should make a TikTok of that. Oh god. I think I'm going to. Because that would be fucking hilarious. Because fun fact, when I was in chorus in high school, we did that song. It was like a medley. And because me being the memey little shitbag that I am, I got into trouble so many times because I would do the scuttle cry. Where it's like, wah, 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 wah. I got into so much trouble doing that. But it was appropriate. It is part of the song. You have to do it. It is the law. I don't care what anyone says. Finn is laughing at us, and Ezra's cheeks are pink, either from the cold or being caught, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Maybe we should go home and do that. I fix Ezra's mess of curls, tucking a particularly unruly one behind his ear. Home? They both beam and take my hand. My heart soars. Home. No, you can do that in the street. It's fine. It's fine. See, we are team thirsty here. We are totally fine. We are pro thirst. We will be with like the noisemakers, me doing a zagrit, which is la 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 la, something I do in belly dance, and it's part of Arab culture. I do it respectfully, but you know I would be going like woo 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 if I saw something like that, or if something like that happened to me. Because I can dream. I can totally dream. We then carry onward into the Lunarian night. Not a single soul passes us by. Home. Three months later. I stir, feeling something fluffy on my feet. Something fluffy that moves. I crack open an eye and watch the sheets shift. Then a small white face peeks out from beneath them. Wow. Good morning to you too. She waltzes around in a few little circles. Then she curls up right upon my companion's shoulder. Finn's shoulder, like she thinks she's a parrot. Hold on. I can do this better. You'd make a very handsome pirate. He quirks his brow, grinning. Aw, he didn't voice this one. That would have been great. Shiver me timbers. I give him a look and scratch her chin. Her purring is obscenely loud. Her shining blue eyes closing in her bliss. The enchanted lights that hang above our bed, flicker softly, casting Finn in a dreamy, warm light. I think I've asked myself if this what heaven feels like every morning for the last few months. I'm pretty sure it is. I split my time between here and the catacombs, but wherever I go, Finn and Ezra both follow. It's lovely here at Ezra's. Warm, soft, bright colors everywhere. But I enjoy being in the catacombs too. It's a little cold down there, but there's always an abundance of oversized candles that seem to radiate a warmth that implies they might be very well enchanted. I keep forgetting to ask Ezra. It can also be noisy for a place that's full of dead things, but that's mostly just Raven being Raven, and she likes to tell me that I'm far noisier than her. You goddamn right I am. I purposely ignore the implications of that accusation. I can hear Ezra humming downstairs, the sound of plates clacking and the kettle whistling, and Finn huffs as Coco flicks him in the nose with her tail and jumps off the bed. He reaches out to gently brush my hair from my face, smiling at me from his pillow, his hair messy but somehow still perfect, which seems massively unfair. Today's the day. I yawn, nuzzling against his cool palm as I stretch out my inking limbs. It is. The door then creaks and Coco dashes away, right past the pretty witch holding a tray of food. Breakfast in bed, hell yeah! Oh! Where's my fan? Where's my fan? Where's my fan? I almost fell out of my chair. I almost fell out of my chair. Where? Thank you for the drink water redemption. Ooh. I would like to headcanon, if I may, and for the chaos of the chat, because I know they have this like an sheer to solid, but I headcanon Ezra is wearing a completely sheer bathrobe. Make of that what you will. And be sure to hydrate yourselves. Because this game is a gift. Ooh. And somebody please clip that. I would... Ooh. God damn it. Cheers. Yeah. God damn it. Lonzo! I'm just gonna do the eye roll count now and get it out of the way. Already done with that clip. Thank you, Campsy. You're awesome. Oh boy, okay. Ezra rolls her eyes at her as she passes, setting down our breakfast upon the dresser. There's a spray of blue flowers in a tiny vase that seems to thrum with light. I don't think I've ever seen their kind before. But that's just what sharing a home with these two is like. A wonderful adventure full of curiosities. Ezra smiles at me, and he settles upon the bed beside Finn, the vampire's hands immediately settling around his waist. Every touch between us comes so easily, like we've been together for lifetimes, centuries even.
Did you sleep well?
I always sleep well now.
That's what happens when you stop sleeping on a rock.
Ezra messes Finn's hair, playfully pushing him with his shoulder.
So, today is the day. How are you feeling?
I think for a moment, my mind going blank. How am I feeling? Today I'm going to stand in front of Lunaris, in front of people who view me as a hero, in front of my found family, and I'm going to be Lieutenant General of Escria. Well, of the hunters anyway. But we've made some changes. Are you scared? Terrified. I take a deep breath because shit, that's a lot of responsibility. Between August, Piper, and I, we've basically reformed the agency, or at least we've started to, with very little support from the faceless higher-ups. I just want to do a good job, to do right by all the people like me who've had their lives messed with. Ezra looks pensive as he moves closer and rests against me, his head upon my shoulder. Finn moves too, gravitating towards us like he always does, and he kisses my temple. If anything could come in the way of you, as if anything could come in the way of you, Piper, and August.
Well, they'd certainly be fools to try.
I laugh. Can I help you? Hi, come here. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Good girl. Here, let me put that down. There we go. What a good girl. Did you want to go inside? Hold on. You want me to open the door? Come on. Here. What is that? I'll push you out. Okay. I laugh. They're right. We make a pretty scary team. I stare at them for a moment, feeling like I really did win some kind of cosmic prize. I'm lucky, you know, to have you both. Finn rolls his eyes playfully, and another one for the count! Trying and failing to seem modest. I mean, yeah. Oh no, I read through the bedroom scene. He's anything but modest. Ezra pokes him with his foot and Finn catches it with those impressive reflexes, earning himself a glare.
We're the lucky ones.
I think about arguing with him, about laying out all the reasons why I'm the one who won the jackpot, but I refrain. Again, do we do the kiss? Do we just kiss? I am looking forward to this. Always full. All right. So, full thirst ahead. Instead, I reach out for Finn, urging him closer. They both know what I want in an instant. Our connection forged long ago and still getting stronger by the day. He crawls up the mattress towards us, taking my chin between forefinger and thumb. Ezra holding his free hand, their fingers laced. Finn kisses me, and it's good. It always is. My eyelids flutter closed when I feel Ezra's warm lips against my neck, kissing a trail up to my jaw, and Finn turns for a moment to kiss him too. As always, I feel overwhelmed, truly blessed. It makes me wish I didn't have responsibilities, that I could just lay here in bed all day and have this. When we kiss in a language all our own, something ancient and crafted from love, just for us to understand. I could do this for hours, days, and I know they could too, but fuck. Responsibilities, places to go, organizations to revolutionize. I watch them kiss for a moment longer, savoring the sight, and then I grumble. I have to get ready. Finn turns his head quickly, pouting again. But Ezra plants a palm against the vampire's bare chest and pushes gently, sensing him moving in for the kill, all ready to offer a distraction. But nothing. Shears needs to get ready. I groan again, making my annoyance evident. But Ezra simply rolls his eyes and shoos me away out of the comfort of our bed.
Go on, get dressed. Nothing is worth August glaring at you all day.
I can think of 2 reasons for being worth it. But the Kamsi, counterpoint. You have something to look forward to when you get back from work. I beg to differ. You two are definitely worth it. That is true. Yes, it is. I know. He climbs off the bed with a bounce in his step, swatting Finn away as he tugs at the hem of his robe. He waves his hands over to the breakfast tray with a flourish, light pouring from his palms, leaving the stone-cold tea and toast steaming hot. He then comes close and presses a kiss to both our cheeks, before grabbing his clothes from his drawer, winking as he heads for the bathroom.
I need to wash up and open up the shop. I'll see you later, Lieutenant.
The way that word rolls off his tongue, I think I could get used to it. And Finnegan? Finn's ears wiggle, and he offers Ezra a completely, totally innocent, not at all in any way, grin.
Yes, my love?
Do not make her late. Finn feigns offense.
Who do you think I am?
Do not make me answer that.
He disappears out of the door. I sigh deeply and make a break for it, narrowly avoiding a very grabby vampire. You heard the man? Finn simply raises his eyebrow, folding his arms behind his head and crossing his ankles. I think I'll just stay here a bit, actually. Oh, he's trying to lure me in, but I'll be having nothing of it. Reluctantly. You are an evil creature, Finnegan Casimir. I love you too.
You too.
Though my head is relatively clear. Be late! Oh, trust me, it is tempting. But like I said, something to look forward to when you get home. I decide to go for a little walk. I've been back to the scene of my clash with Harry a few times now. Mainly because I hope I might get to speak to James again. Or maybe just have a sign that he'll still be here. That he'll be okay. I think of him often, and I believe he was there with me that night. A lingering presence that pushed me to win, to not give up. I can't help but wonder what he thinks of Harry now. Was he really there in that cell, talking to him on that day? Or maybe he's finally passed over from whatever in-between he was stuck in. I hope. It's summer in Lunaris now, but there's still a chill in the air and the grass is crisp beneath my boots as I walk into the clearing. Maybe it's just the passing of seasons, but it feels like life is breathing back into this small town. Everything feels easier. Harry still resides in the dungeons beneath Lunaris, serving out his sentence in the place he tried to destroy amongst people he tried to ruin. Long gone are the enforcers who assisted him, regardless of if they claim to have been coaxed into threatening or threatened into helping. There's no excuse for what they did. I've yet to visit him again. Maybe I never will. But I know August has a few times. They pity him, I think, even after everything. I don't question them on that. I take a deep breath, crouching down to press my fingers into the still scorched earth. Apparently, things don't grow back if they've been touched by August's magic. I decide that this is the last time I'll come here. It feels freeing. On my way to visit Ezra, I decide to stop by the Ibex to check in with our favorite creepy duo. Aurora has laid low since Harry's downfall. She's probably thoroughly disappointed that I didn't succumb to his nefarious plan and turn into an unidentifiable monstrosity. Maybe she would have thought it charming, or maybe she even wanted to date me. Not at all strange or unnerving. I walk towards the dais, the air a little warmer here than I remember, the sun shining through the cracked windows and illuminating the lectern. There I see Amaros, as coy as ever, and quite obviously making a point to avoid my eye contact, in the hope that I'll not notice him soon. Hunteress? Hello, Amaros. He takes a deep breath and steps into the aisle, hands clasped politely in front of him. Can I help you with anything? I shrug, not really knowing why I'm here. I was just passing by. Is Aurora about? His mouth twists, his pale blue eyes darting to the side. Considering his sister is so very good at not giving anything away, Amaros has absolutely no subtlety about him. She left. Left? Left where? He tilts his head, making eye contact. Left Lunaris. I see. Any particular reason? He sighs and gestures for me to follow him. We sit in the pews in the front row, and Amaros leans back, tipping his head and gazing up at the dome ceiling. I imagine it was beautiful here once. Then he sits up, fixing his jacket and frowning, twisting slightly to face me. I've dutifully followed my sister my whole life, you know. We lost our parents to vampires at 14. But even before then, Aurora was fascinated by creatures. She would sneak out at night and seek them out in the graveyard behind our estate. I began to lose count of how many times I saved her, always dragging her out of the ways of claws or teeth. They didn't try to kill you, your parents. He shakes his head, looking down at his hands where they rest in his lap. They didn't get the chance. Hunters came not long after they rose from their graves. Aurora was there. She saw everything. She truly believed that they wouldn't have harmed her. Ah. So that's where Aurora's resentment of us comes from. I almost pity her. Almost. You never seem to be on board with her beliefs. Why continue to follow her? Amaros laughs. It's a pleasant sound, and he looks like a different man. Lighter somehow. I've never had anyone else. I love my sister. Despite her eccentricities, I never wanted any harm to come to her. I am a patient man, and I would follow her to hell and back if required. But... He laughs again. Do you need to go outside? Let me do a time check. Oh, yeah. So... I am going to take a quick break. Somebody needs to go OUT. So... Be sure to rehydrate, fill up on your drinks, stretch, do what you need to do, and I will be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm just catching up on chat. May the thirst be with you and my hydrate. And may hydrate clap back. And no problem, Kamsi. Enjoy your lurk. Ooh, wow. So this game is a gift. It is a wonderful gift. I'm enjoying this very much. So... getting that fresh air after all that thirst was a good thing. And Lexi enjoyed her stroll up and down the sidewalk. So... I imagine she'll be good and happy. But yeah, let's actually continue. And let's finish this. He laughs again. Yes, but I've always wanted my own life. I have that now with Elaine. His pale cheeks turn a bright pink the second her name leaves his lips. It's adorable. You're in love with her. He nods, his mouth curling into a soft smile. I'm going to ask her to marry me. I'm going to ask Satan's daughter to marry me. I told my sister and she fled town. I can't help but laugh, but I feel impossibly rude the second the noise erupts. I cover my mouth with my hand, but Amaros is laughing too. You'd think she'd be thrilled to have the Princess of Hells as her sister-in-law, wouldn't you? You would, yes. But then my sister has always been full of surprises. She'll be back, though. We've never been apart for more than a day or two at most. I think she's just reassessing her life and her choices. Hopefully. Well, I'm happy for you, Amaros. Just please don't start trying to terrorize our nice, newly peaceful town, okay? He blushes again, nodding as if I wasn't joking. Well, I kind of wasn't, I guess. I swear it. We both turn at the sound of the entrance doors cracking open, and there stands Elaine, silhouetted by sunlight. I look at Amaros and the way his face lights up, and the way he quickly stands and brushes non-existent dust from his trousers, and tucks his blonde hair behind his ears. Oh, it's lovely to see you. The demon offers me a curtsy and smiles sweetly, her brown eyes flickering curiously between Amaros and me. She must sense the mood and places a delicate hand on his arm, which he immediately covers with his own. Where's Aurora, Army? Oh, well... I decide that's my cue to give them some privacy. The news that Aurora fled will be startling, and I imagine his position will be even more so. I have to go, but I need to prepare for tonight. Amaros nods in silent thanks. I wish you well. Do stop by any time, won't you? An olive branch, maybe even the start of a new relationship between us and whatever is left of the Ibeck. I'm interested to see what will become under Amaros' lead. Or if it will become anything at all. Goodbye, and congratulations! Omen tells me you're transforming later. New beginnings and forms are always wonderful. I stifle a smile, assuming that both she and Omen still have the wrong idea about what the ceremony entails. I do hope he isn't disappointed when I don't sprout wings. Thank you, Elaine. Amaros. I feel their eyes upon me as I leave, though for the very first time I feel it isn't out of scrutiny, but likely for the polite peace they need before excited anxiety blooms between the two lovers. When I step into the street, Omen immediately appears, whipping around to face me, his movement so sharp I have to step back and raise my hands warily. I have no doubt he will never hurt me, but still. Not that it takes words or even my senses to see the demon prince is well rattled. There's a sharp pinch to Omen's brow, and flame wisps trail at his hair. Noticing me staring, though, some of that fades away. Omen smiles sheepishly. Sorry. A respectful distance away, Alcar shorts and straightens from where he's been leaning against the wall. He gingerly pats Omen on the back. It's fine. You alright? Part of me wonders if this earth-shattering problem about to roll into town, and I'm definitely not fucking ready for that. It would certainly be poetic to have my promotion crashed right here and now, but I don't want to get caught between the next big thing and August Rage if the ceremony is postponed. My unease must have been evident, because even as Open opens his mouth to answer, Alcar laughs. Elaine's getting married. What? Amaros plans to do that thing mortals do? Propose? Yes! Oh, that. It occurs to me that maybe Elaine has been speaking to Omen about it for before she arrived at the Ibeck. Clearly, he's not half as excited about the prospect as either Amaros or his sister. Omen wrings his hands together. I'm not sure how I feel when I realize he's more worried than angry. She'll say yes. This is a very exciting thing for her, I'm sure, to enter sort of contract with a human. But humans are not good with promises. Not to say you're not. Behind him, Alcar rolls his eyes fondly and shakes his head. So many rolled eyes. Please go see an optometrist about that. He places a hand on Omen's shoulder, reassuringly, and I do the same for the other shoulder. Elaine is in good hands, Omen. Good, careful hands and heart. I haven't forgotten the sliver of her true power she permitted me to glimpse in the Ibeck that day. But I have a feeling Amaros knows exactly what he's dealing with. Amaros is no fool and would never undervalue an oath or a pact. In fact, I'm sure he's well aware of what he's getting into. Trust me, I've interrogated him enough to know. Besides, it would be unlike Elaine to involve herself with someone who isn't remotely ignorant. Yes? Omen sighs, but then he gives me an inquisitive look. You and Elaine have talked much, then? In a sense, she had thoughts that she shared with me. Of course, it isn't her I'm a worry for. She's capable and, as you said, not likely to care about ignorant mortals. I nod sagely, though I must confess it's nice to know that, after everything, Omen seems genuinely concerned about Amaros' well-being. That he seems genuinely concerned for humans, period. I'm sorry, I'm big shaken. It's a big shaken. He glances at Alcar uncertainly, who purses his lips in thought. Big shocker. Yes! But don't mistake my alarm for unhappiness or disapproving. Maybe this is the best way. Elaine and I shared many things. Our histories, our lives, our souls once. But it's rare for her to engage with mortals as I do. Omen frowns at me, inclining his head. But I take it you'll watch them. Yes. There's little use of lying about it. True it is to say, I'm glad that the Princess of Hells decided to pick a man right under our eyes to involve herself with. And not just in our own defense. We live by our blades, but living is so much more than killing and dying. This peace we forged together, I want to preserve it. They will be watching all of us, and honestly, I think you've got your work cut out for you, Lieutenant General. I'm not Lieutenant General yet. In a few hours you will be.
In a few hours you will be.
Motherfucker.
And I'm glad it's you. After all, imagine what it would have been like if Piper got it instead. Ugh.
Be nice to Piper. She's a sweet lady. And I want to start moving. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. Stop. What happened?
Absolutely no.
Hold on. What the hell happened? Oh, that was so close. What the hell? Oh, I hit a...
In a few hours you will be.
Oh, there we go.
And
There
I'm
we go.
glad it's you.
Ah!
After all, imagine what it would have been like if Piper got it instead.
Now that's a thought. Though I'm sure you're glad that isn't the case. Oh, God, that was... Boy, did I see my tech life go right before my eyes. She'd have done fine. She cares about this town and its weird problems more than she makes it sound like. And we'd all have been here anyway, huh? Alcar nudges Omen, and the demon blinks and shudders as though waking from a dream. There's a shift in the air around him as I notice, and the same sense of movement, like when somebody snatches the back of their hand. You were talking with Elaine? Yes. He sighs, wrings his hands together again. She wants my thoughts on things. I need to talk to her as soon as possible, immediately. He stares into the distance, then claps a hand over Alcar's, still resting it on his shoulder after all this time, and slips away. I will see you later, okay? He sketches a short but graceful bow, then walks briskly to the nearest alleyway. I shake my head as his presence retreats with a supernatural speed. As soon as he's gone, Alcar chuckles. Bet you anything, Elaine's gonna rope him into helping her pick color themes for the wedding. Good for her. In my entire Are you okay? Oh, are you okay? Oh. Oh, right. You need food. Are you hungry? Hold on a second. Quick food break for Doggo. Thank you for your patience. Boop. And Ali, boop. Okay. So, and my entire department will have a meeting tomorrow on how to handle this goddamn beloved miraculous town, chock full with wonders such as not one but two powerful demons, among other things. One of whom is going to get married to a human. One that helmed a cult against our kind. Fucking Lunaris. I can imagine how not happy August will be to hear it, but what can you do? What can a lieutenant general do, indeed? I look up to see Alcar watching me. His smirk only widens into a grin, though, and he inclines his head, wolf ears twitching. Get going before Willenheim tears down half of the town looking for you for being 10 minutes late. Oh, most certainly. See you later, Alcar. Aye, aye, General. Alcar walks backward until he too disappears the way Omen went, giving me one last shit-eating grin, that ever-endearing half-assed wave. Ezra's shop is busy, a line of townsfolk impatiently waiting outside. I decide to sneak into the back door to avoid the unavoidable conversations. In the kitchen, I find Finn and Alcar arm wrestling? I literally just saw you. Alcar quickly turns his head and frowns at me.
And what about it?
How did you get here so fast? He ignores me, concentrating too hard on making sure Finn doesn't snap his arm off, I assume. I roll my eyes and pull up a chair, smirking as I watch Alcar's arm shake. Finn quirks one of those dark brows at me and winks. He always insists I use my prosthetic. Silly of him, don't you think? Alcar growls, his face turning beet red with the effort. Shut up, Mosquito Man. I'd win in a second if you use your normal one. Finn and I share a knowing look that seconds before he slams Alcar's fist to the table, the fine china upon it clinking too loudly with force. There might be a dent in the wood from the impact. 4-0. Wanna go again? He wiggles his iron fingers, the magic in them flickering teasingly. Then Ezra appears, his arms folded across his chest. I don't think I've seen Ezra move so fast.
Hey, what if I told you two about doing that in here?
Go ruin furniture in the tavern.
They won't let us.
Oh, really? I do wonder why. He pointedly looks at the ridge of his lovely little table, then back between the wolf and the vampire.
No more. Don't you have some important vampire business to attend to? And Alcar, well, I don't know what you could possibly have to do, actually.
Alcar huffs and puffs, sliding down into his chair and crossing his arms. Finn presses a kiss to my cheek. Oh, you came in when Alcar and Finn were arm wrestling. Since Finn's left arm is a prosthetic and a lot stronger, he's trying to beat him, but Alcar got his ass whooped. And they both got busted by Ezra for putting a dent into Ezra's furniture. Finn presses a kiss to my cheek, his hand brushing over the base of my spine in passing before he slides up to Ezra, grinning as he reaches for his face.
Angel, I was just keeping him out of trouble.
Ezra narrows his eyes at him, but his body language betrays him as he greedily leans into the vampire's touch.
You're both as bad as each other.
Finn casually leans against the doorframe, all 6'4", leaning over Ezra, who can apparently no longer stifle his smile. He rises onto his tiptoes and lets Finn capture his lips in a quick kiss. Alcar groans, making loud, retching noises as he stands, his chair scraping across the tiled floor.
I'm definitely fucking going if they're doing that.
I stand and leave Alcar pouting at the table. Busy today? Ezra takes the hand I offer and nods. He looks frazzled.
Obscenely. I say I'm closing an hour early, and everyone thinks I'm going to skip town. I should probably get back.
Do you need help? He quickly shakes his head, running his hands over the front of Finn's shirt. No. You both have enough going on today. Go, I'll be fine. He rises onto his tiptoes and presses a kiss to my cheek, then Finn's. He then throws Alcar a very pointed glare over my shoulder, and the wolf withers beautifully under his emerald gaze, immediately shutting up. The lavender curtain parts, and he's gone. Don't you actually have somewhere better to be? Alcar waltzes over with a spring in his step and prods Finn in the chest with his thumb.
Mr. Walking Combustible here can't go to the wolf until the sun goes down, can he? So no. Clearly I need better friends. Less flammable ones who don't ruin my dream.
Oh, quick temperature check. No, we're still good. Finn swats him away and growls, which only seems to egg Alcar on.
I actually do have somewhere I need to be, so sorry, but I can't babysit you.
Go and find your demon and bug him instead.
You're as boring as you are old.
Ooh. His tail swishes behind him as he makes for the door, sending Finn scrambling behind me, using me as a human shield to escape the sunlight that streams through the gap. Later. Prat. I turn to face him, studying his angry, adorable face. Do you actually have somewhere to be? He smiles.
No, I was just going to go home and find something fancy to wear for your special moment.
Will it have buttons?
Absolutely not.
After Ezra's, I head home and get changed into my new uniform. I've never had to wear one before, and I suppose I don't now, but I want to show people who I am and what I do. To show that I'm here to protect them, and that I'm proud to do so. August decided to redesign our sash. It's blue to represent stability, trust, wisdom, and most importantly, loyalty. So, as I walk through Lunars bathed in black, gold, and sky blue, I feel a sense of renewal, change, and pride. There are people setting up outside the headquarters for the ceremony. Hunters and enforcers pour out of every room as I head down to the corridor towards August's office. All of them with smiles plastered on their faces. I gently tap on the door and it immediately swings open. Piper is standing there grinning at me, dressed in her new favorite uniform. Whoa. Piper snorts and does a little spin, showing off. You like it? I step inside, closing the door behind me. You look amazing, General. Then I see August. Oh, shit. They appear from behind the desk, and I suddenly feel horribly underdressed. You both look incredible. You too, Lieutenant. They gesture at the papers that adorn their desk. Right? This is fashion. Shall we?
We need to come to an agreement on all of this, and fast. I have an hour until my speech, and I'd quite like to not fuck it up.
Piper rests her elbows on her knees and her chin in her hands, and she squints down at the pages of elegant script.
You know exactly what I don't agree with. Everything else is fine.
August and I share a look. They seem upset over knowing what thing Piper disagrees with, and they know that I don't exactly feel much excitement over it either. I speak before they get the chance. I don't think the initiation is needed. It's not worth ruining people's lives over. Look, we cannot continue to mutate innocence. We need to find a new way to defend Escria. August glares at me, but I continue. Would I have known what they were doing to me, I would have refused.
August, I appreciate that you think it's necessary, and I know that doesn't come from a bad place, but...
I don't have the right. I could never understand how it feels. Witches are born with their magic. It is not inflicted upon them.
They sit still in their chair and run their hand through over their face, tapping their finger against their lips. If Harry could find a way to manipulate it, then we can find a way as well. We both look at her like she's lost the plot. She huffs.
Oh, hush. You know what I mean. I'm not talking about making monsters. I'm talking about finding a way to make us strong without making us monsters.
How? When they've already done that? August finally stops tapping their lip and raises their brow at her.
You really think they'd do some actual work and research when they have what they need already? No way. They get free blood from the monsters they kill. And they get their little army of mini-monsters too.
She's right. There must be another way. Piper, clearly ready to violently refute what they say, sits slack-jawed. You agree with me? August shrugs.
I don't exactly thrill at the idea of all the extra work it would bring us. Me, specifically. But it would be worth it. Worth making sure that what we do is fair and ethical. Or at least as much as it can be under such extreme circumstances.
I agree. We are fighting a war and we must do whatever we can to ensure our survival, but that doesn't mean we should sacrifice our humanity to do so. With that, August sits back down and pulls a clean piece of parchment from their drawer. They pick up their quill and begin to write. When they're finished, the three of us sign it, and a new rule is born. We will do whatever we can to leave behind the barbaric ways of our predecessors. Piper runs her hands together almost greedily, and I'm beginning to think she's lying about not liking this diplomatic bullshit. She's good at it, too. Now, our second task.
As the creatures, our relationship with them right now is perilous at best. Even the ones that bring no harm don't really like us that much. And they're more than essential to our survival as an agency that actually...
Can't blame them. Harry was out there kidnapping and killing even the good ones. What do you think? Honestly, an alliance would be helpful. Rebuild those bridges. Put in the work for the accountability of all the bullshit we put ourselves through. And put others through, too. I stand by that. There's no question about it when it comes to our relationship with the creatures. We have to do everything we can to fix the fractures Harry caused. As you said, they're essential. Then I pause, carefully considering my next words. Have you ever thought about having creatures working within the agency? They both stare at me like I've lost my fucking mind, just as I expected them to do so. You're saying we should shove some lichens and some demons in our uniform and off they pop? August says nothing and keeps staring at me. Look, I know it sounds ridiculous, but there are creatures out there who want peace just as much as we do. Creatures who have enough power to actually convince others of their kind to either join us or leave us alone. As a representative, maybe. Not a new branch, just creature relations. Someone to be our liaison when required. Piper looks like her eyes are going to drop out of her skull. She has them so wide.
I cannot believe you're actually thinking about this.
She doesn't sound angry, she's just tired. I get it. Not ideal, I know, but if we can find other ways to lessen the attacks on our kind, why the hell not? We just put strict rules in place and ensure that they, too, have much to lose if they betray us. August eyes Piper, who has fallen strangely silent. I think she knows that this will be good for us, despite her personal views on the matter. She nods. I'll sign. August offers her a small smile and picks up their quill. We all sign it once again, ready to tackle our final conflict. Now we discuss you. Both of you. Piper and I share a glance, and she sits a little straighter in her chair. I think that sometimes Piper truly does forget how important August is about to become.
Hunters have long been governed by us, the enforcers. I personally feel like that is unfair, because what the hell do we know about putting our lives on...
You know. They look at her, tilting their head in question.
You know, August, you've gotten your hands dirty more times than any of those other pencil pushers. I'll never have a better partner.
August's expression softens. They almost look like they might cry, or at least think about crying. I had no idea you felt that way. Piper scuffs her boots on the floor, looking anywhere but at August. Yeah, well, after everything that's happened, I blocked it out. I'm sorry, Piper, about all of it.
I promise to do better by you. which is why I'm proposing that we create a new hierarchy, or rearrange our current one at least. Many enforcers aren't fit to dictate what higher-ranking hunters do. They're more concerned with politics than they are with the safety of our people.
Take those decisions out of the hands of those who value bureaucracy above all else, and into the hands of the ones that were literally created to know how to save lives? Within reason, yes. I will need to consider this a little more carefully. It's complicated, and I value both your inputs. Piper grins at me. Hi, Panther. Welcome on in. How you doing?
Can't believe it's taken the agency this long to realize it.
Yes, well, it's a fresh start. Now, we should go. They'll be waiting for us. August stands and fixes their uniform, fiddling with the end of their braid. They're nervous. August, you have nothing to worry about. I just don't want to let anyone down. His shadow leans over me. Hold on 1 second. Thank you. No, it doesn't. None of them know what he did, and they won't either. As far as they're concerned, this is the natural progression, and it is. Despite all that Harry did, it would still be you standing up there if he stood down gracefully. Piper creeps closer and rests her hand on August's shoulder. They're right. You deserve this, and I can't imagine being anyone else. August inhales, then exhales sharply. Let's go. So let me take a quick sip. That was a lot of talking. And checking in with chat. How's everyone doing? Are you enjoying the game? I'm like a quarter of the way through this water bottle. Yay! Just got home, but what I've seen you play, it seems interesting. And Campsy got a copy of the game! DM me, we need to plan. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Alright, so it passes in a blur. I watched Piper get her title back. The highest ranking hunter in Lunaris, after me. Oh, yeah, send me your Nightbot ID. This way you can have access to Nightbot for the commands. I'm going to be planning on transferring a lot of my commands from Streamlabs to Nightbot. I still have to work with Stream Elements and figure that out. It was very overwhelming. And no worry, you were busy. So, she smiles the whole time, staring out into the crowd as they cheer for her. She's given extra honors for her involvement in the Harry investigation. I should actually consider if I want to stream this because I feel like everyone will die along with me. While considering it'd be wonderful to see folks flail. And I will happily offer my narration services pro bono for this because I so want to see you flail and have your community flail too. None of these people who clap and grin for us know what really happened. But they don't care. All they care is that they're safe. I step up to the podium and listen to August talk. But it feels like I'm underwater. Like everything is muffled and far away. A few weeks ago, when I was told they offered this position, August pulled me aside and asked if I wanted this responsibility, and I asked them, why me? I expected them to shrug and respond with, why not? But they didn't. I have a significant number of people who adore Gideon Emery among my viewers, so... They said that Harry targeted me for a reason. For my stats and my kill count. But August began to see from the moment we started working together that Harry had it all wrong. That I'm so much more than the strength I have and the lives that I take. And that Harry never accounted for all the human parts of me. That I'm determined. That I want to fight to survive, even when the odds are stacked against me. That I am human, above all else, despite inhuman blood that runs in my veins. So, as August pins that badge to my coat and ties sashes around my waist, I remember those words. And I smile and wave at the gathered crowd, swearing to protect them no matter what. I see familiar faces out there. Finn, Ezra, Alcar, Raven and Lux. Even Edna left the wolf to grimace at me from afar. I've made Lunaris my home, somehow, and after never really having one before. I'm immediately flanked by two familiar faces when I step into the crowd. Raven and Lux are practically jumping for joy when they each take one of my hands in their own. You look phenomenal. I could practically hear Finn purring from a mile off when he first saw you. Raven, please. Raven giggles, and Lux can't help but smile at the sound. We're proud of you. Immensely proud. Lux nods furiously, clutching Raven's arm. We love you. Love you too. Yes, this is queer made. So we have a romanceable non-binary character. We have two polyamorous options. You can have they them pronouns in this game. And you get to punch an asshole in the face. Need I say more? They both pull me into a crushing embrace. But it's over quickly when Raven pulls back, her crimson eyes widening comically as she spots someone over my shoulder. She quickly takes Lux's hand and begins to walk backwards, dragging her along. Gotta dash. See you at home. I can feel them before I see them. Just like it always is. A tingle from the tips of my fingers right down to my toes. And a coolness that spreads across my skin and leaves the hairs on the back of my neck and arms standing at attention, saluting them. Finn's aura is cool and Ezra's is hot, but together they make the perfect calm. I didn't take my eyes off of either of them throughout the ceremony once I spotted them. And they held hands, watching me like I was the only person in the square. You love to see it? Why is real romance like this? Oh dear God. I feel the cool press of Finn's hands upon my arms, his lips against my ear.
Hello, Lieutenant. That title looks good on you, you know.
I laugh and turning to face them. Ooh, oh my. Hold up. I'm glad I didn't put those back in the freezer. Ooh. The smile on Finn's face is gorgeous and screams trouble. Why, thank you. You look far too handsome. He chuckles, the deep sound more than pleasing. And you? I take Ezra's hand as he twirls it around, laughing as I admire the golds and dreamy blues of his outfit. Just for me.
Of course. August helped me pick it out. Do you like it?
Excuse me, sirs. It's hot in here. Is it hot in here or is it you? Yes. I reel him in and enjoy the flush that paints his cheeks when I press a kiss to the corner of his mouth. You both look amazing. It was very distracting.
We'd very much like to steal you away, if such a thing is permitted.
Depends on where you're taking me. Finn offers Ezra and I each an arm each, and winks at us when we let him lead the way.
Somewhere fun.
The market is bustling, and Finn and I watch Ezra's face light up as we peruse the colorful stalls. Stolen! We're all already gone! It's like, oh god, what's that meme? Like, no time to explain, get in! Already gone. Yes. Yes, please. And you know I'm going to be looking up fan fiction of this game. Because, hi, hello, I am the trash. I live in the dumpster. Very much so. He's in his element here amongst the abundance of interesting goods, like a candy shop for witches. His grip on Finn tightens each time he sees something he likes, and the air is crisp and fresh, the smell of cinnamon and coffee filling my nostrils. Okay. Are you also going to be writing some fanfic of this game? I mean, maybe. I have ideas. And usually when I write smut, I lean more on the sensual side, and I let the theater of the mind take over. For those who have been around since me writing fanfic pre-affiliate, I wrote a very sensual scene for a Dragon Age fanfic, to the point where I had somebody beta reading and like reading it, and they're like, wait, why is romance done? And that is a high compliment right there. I consider that the highest of compliments. When you're like, wait, no, come on, give it, gimme. Shows like that, or mediums like that, is great. It brings me back to the Lunar Festival, back before all this truly went to shit. It feels a little like we've come full circle. I'm no longer wary of who watches us. A glance of familiar black and golden uniforms in the crowd, now putting me at ease instead of causing my stomach to lurch. Stomach, wow. It feels incredible to know I can savor this moment with them. A dose of normalcy amongst the chaos we've endured. Finn turns to me, and his eyes have a wicked glint to them. Ezra raises his brows, apparently predicting what kind of mischief the vampire is about to get up to. Last one to the beach is a sucker. And with that, off he goes. He's always the sucker. Literally. We watch him sprint onto the sand, his skin paler than ever in the glow of the moonlight. Ezra reaches for me, taking my hand, and we slowly head off to join him, deciding we'll be suckers together. He's pouting when we catch up to him, but his sour expression soon softens. Something fond taking its place as he watches us approach. A soft gust of wind ruffles his raven hair and leaves it messy in his eyes, and Ezra squeezes his hand, apparently thinking exactly what I am, that he's beautiful, and we are so lucky. My chest aches with how much I love them, with how perfect this peaceful moment feels. Just the three of us. A few months ago, if anyone had told me that everything would work out and I'd be standing here with them, I'd probably have laughed in their face, even if it was August doing so. I'd receive a swift yet painful zap. Hey.
No deep thoughts allowed tonight.
Head empty. Brain empty. Only Finn and Ezra. Ezra laughs, nudging Finn with his shoulder as his words lull me from my musings.
Leave them alone, you.
Finn rolls his eyes, but his smile remains. With a quiet huff, he takes Ezra's hand and pries the witch away from me, pulling him flush against his side and holding him close, nice and tight. At least one deep thought to— Nope, I said that. You said bullshit. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. Now, it would appear they're plotting against me. Finn whispering in his ear, Ezra laughing until his cheeks turn pink. I couldn't possibly love them more. Please, don't throw me in the ocean. Finn's eyes light up, but he's quickly subdued by Ezra planting a palm hard against his chest. Don't even think about it, Finnegan. He feigns innocence beautifully, as if the three of us aren't intricately connected and we can feel the mischief rolling off him in waves. They both reach for me at the same time, my fingertips finding theirs as I step close and join their embrace. We each hold each other and turn to look out over the ocean, to admire the way the stars flicker and burn brightly against a perfect, clear canopy of obsidian. There's that warmth again, stirring deep in the embers of my belly. A warmth that sings and thrums and tells me I finally found peace. That this is home. The end. That has been When the Night Comes. This has been a very good game to flail and enjoy. And let's go with that. There is some extras in the game. So let's actually go with that. There are some extras in the game. I can be unlocked while you play it. A la old school games. You don't have to buy DLC. This is great. So it encourages you to go through all the other routes and options. And there is an option to not do any romance if that is your thing. Always valid. As tempted as I am to do a, which is basically the Dragon Age equivalent of the Asquisitor run, I want to save that for another time, because technically I have been on for what? I've been on since 9 o'clock, with the exception of the one little break where I had to reboot my computer. But holy shit, I've been on for 5 hours. But I hope everyone has been enjoying this game. I enjoyed it very much. And somebody... Hi. Okay. I know. I've been on this for way too long. So, hold on 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to see who we can raid. Streaming... Oh, that's the wrong button. It would help if I had the right button. So let's see who's on and who we can give... Yeah, it is a great send-off for this game. So let's see who we can make some noise for. I think from one game with romance options to another, we're gonna go raid Space Valkyries. They are playing Mass Effect 3 Legacy, and pronouns are she, they. Val is a very sweet person. Good quality people. I highly recommend them. So give me 1 second and we shall go raid Space Valkyries. And so I don't spell it wrong, because hi, I has brain. Well, brain empty, only Finn and Ezra. Okay, so here is the raid call. Please feel free to put whatever heart emotes you'd like in front of it, and also some thirsty emotes. And remember the raid rules. When we go over there, listen to the mods and streamer. Your behavior is a reflection of the love, music, and appreciation I bring over to Val's community. I will be back on Wednesday with some sewing and some low-key kind of stuff. And I hope you guys come around. This has been a lot of fun. I'm going to take a break from it for a while. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to probably choose a route and check for content warnings, as always. So remember that reproductive rights are human rights. Access to abortion is a human right. And remember, hey, you're doing good. Don't worry about it. Now go make some noise for Val. Bye-bye!